So what I'm going to show you now is how does that work in terms of a box. So we want to perhaps, we've got a line here and you've got your vanishing points on both sides. Right, and then we've got our box. This is our point at which we are at the edge of the building, and let's just put in, so this is where we can only see, we can only see the front plane. You might be able to see more or less of one side, and again we can do, if you think about a door on this box, there's your door, and your windows will be angled upwards, for example. So that's if your eye is at the and you'll start to get a feel as well. You don't have, so we know roughly that it's going in that direction, and so you'll start to get a feel of what feels right. Now what happens if you're looking on top of that box though? Here's our box, or the front of our box. The box goes to, say for instance it's there, they're always uprights these, and then I'm going to put that to there. So this is the bit of the box that we can see. Yeah, so maybe we can see underneath the box, and this time I'm going to make it a little bit closer to, so we wouldn't see it as much. So let's put a line here, and we're going to go join that to there, join that to there. I'm not actually going to go through the other one, and then we'll go to there, go to there, and then where are our sides of our box going to be? Say there and there, and then I'm going to join that up and to there, so we can see the underside of the box. Have a little go. So just to recap, put a line across, 2 vanishing points, and then a single line where your corner of your box is going to be. Join to those corners. Now if I wanted to do a box on its own here without all the lines going to it, I might go, right, okay, so that box is going to be just that big, then put a line down, and it's got to go to there, and then we get a line going across, but where is the next? I'm going to do it to there, so we're going to go, that is going to be how long the box is. Then we've still got to go here, now have you noticed the exaggeratedness of this? That's because our vanishing points are so close, and it's very rare that in reality, unless you've got a fisheye type lens that you would have things this close, it would have to be a very sort of zoomed in lens. Otherwise you would have your vanishing points way off, so your boxes wouldn't be quite as exaggerated as this with the perspective. But it does help you to sort of get the feel if you draw lots of boxes like this. Okay, and there's your box. Now finally, just 1 point perspective. So we're going to just do a bit of a railway track going down. So we've got a railway track going down. Here we go. Merging into the distance. And then also merging into the distance as the railway track goes further and further away. We have the lines going across. Sorry about this. The lines going across, which would be so that is going to be bigger than the next one, and we're going to start going smaller and smaller. And as it gets further and further away, it's going to get thinner and thinner. So I know that wasn't very great, but just by knowing that the further away it gets, the closer it gets, the smaller it gets, and it gets smaller because it gets closer because it is smaller, you can then just draw a fence, for example. So here is a fence, and then as it's getting further away, you know that it might be a fence going along a boundary, it might be, it doesn't have, and then you just know that as things are getting further away, they're going to get smaller, and then it will read like a fence. This is even a curve, but you'll start to get used to it, and you'll start to get the idea of what looks right, and it doesn't have to be absolutely precise. So I hope you've enjoyed that little bit on perspective, and I've even put a little bit of a bonus in about how to actually find your angles. Remember that you can just use your pencil and just slide it across and you'll be getting the correct angle, and sometimes that really helps. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next video. Happy perspective observing. I'm not expecting you to do all these boxes, but you can. There's loads of things on YouTube as well, and do have a look at the video below. Okay, bye for now.